Hey friends, Mikester here, your humble servant, with an important Next90 update. And here to provide that update is Gaye Fuller. Hey Gaye, how are you today?
Well, I'm good, Mike. Thank you.
Well, thank you for being here, because this really is important. And even before the update, remind me, how long have you been a part of our church?
Well, I wouldn't want to tell you in years, Mike.
Be very specific.
But I was brought up in this church. My grandmother was a member. I suspect she was one of the many that walked over.
Oh, she's part of the history of this church.
But she was my grandmother when we started living with her. And we walked. She lived not too far. She lived close to Nash School. Mm-hmm. And we walked every Sunday that we came. Oh, gosh. And so I grew up here and was a little flaky during high school.
Like all of us.
And then went off to college. But when I came back here and stayed here. And I met my husband here.
That's so
in
good.
the swinging singles class.
You and Bill met in the swinging singles.
We did. Fidelity class was the name of it. And Lamar Smith, the new minister,
the new young associate
was
pastor,
in charge of us. And it took Lamar and everybody he knew. We had a wonderful time.
I bet.
So Bill and I married here in 1958. And then for reasons other than my choice, we needed to move to another church. Yeah. And we chose a neighborhood church, Eastern Hills. And we were there, raised our family. It was wonderful. Wonderful for them. They were in school with their friends. And then when they were all gone from home, I said, I got to go back, because they had started the mission.
Yes. And
it was 1988, 87, I'm not sure exactly when. I came back and I started working in infant formula in the Justin building. And we served mothers and children up to 2. Yeah. With formula and baby food. So, and I've been here ever since, and I'm not leaving.
Nor do I think you should leave, Gaye. And the Next90 is such a great thing that we're a part of right now. Are you excited about this?
I'm terribly excited. I'm excited about the next 90 minutes, because in my age you count the minutes, not the years. Got it. But I'm excited about what can happen, because we are just bulging at the seams.
That's true.
Thankfully.
Yeah.
And we need more space, and the glory of my life has been able to be on the building study committee.
Yes.
I have no idea why I'm there, but because those people are sophisticated, they're intelligent, they are professional in their everyday work. They know what they're doing, and they have done a beautiful job working through this far.
I know you have said that you really have been proud
I
to
have,
serve
and
on that
I've learned,
committee.
I know what a brick is and mortar, and I've learned a lot of things.
And when we're done here, could you teach me about the whole brick
I can tell you about nails and boards and things.
Good.
And but the Next90 is just, it's up to us. Yeah. And I want us to be as professional and as dedicated as the last group for the 90.
You bet.
Because they have done they did a beautiful job with
our history is extraordinary.
Buildings and our history and our presence in Fort Worth. Wow. And so I'm excited, and I'm especially excited to get to the rotunda.
What do you think of the plans for the rotunda?
I was in love with it until I saw the fly-through. Now I'm absolutely in love with it, because I have been there. When you look at the fly-through on the internet, and I am waiting, and I might be in the little cafe having a cup of black coffee when you're looking for me.
That'll be good to know where to find you.
But that's right outside the rotunda, and the rotunda is where we can all meet, we can be together, we can see everybody, all ages, and we need that.
Yeah, we sure do. And for us to ultimately have a rotunda, we have a vote coming up that's going to give our church an opportunity to decide whether we're ready to go to the next step in this process.
That's on December the 9th.
That's right, a Sunday.
A Sunday right after church in the sanctuary. You don't have to move very far. And everyone there, every member and every minister that's there can vote.
Right.
And but only if you're there.
Right. And that's according to the Book of Discipline.
That's right.
When it comes to, this is a called church conference. Our district superintendent is going to be here to lead us in that. It's not a long time period.
No,
we're just
not going to have
people,
a program of any kind.
Maybe 30 minutes at the most, would you say? 12:30 to no later than 1 o'clock.
Right, I would think so.
Yeah, just basic
because we
questions.
want the vote, and we have had 2 beautiful presentations.
Yes.
Along with what's available on the internet.
That's right.
You know, there's no excuse for you not knowing something.
Yes.
But if you have questions, you can ask them to any person that has been participating in the presentations. Barry or Tim or anyone that was there would be glad to help you. And you can do that online as well as to them personally. So we've done everything we know to do to help people understand what this is about and take every precaution. And the Methodist Church itself has you take baby steps.
That's right.
Until you go, because it's going to be expensive.
Right. This is it's a big project, and there are different votes along the way. And this vote on December 9th is simply for us to enter into a capital funds campaign.
Yes. Talk more construction and contracts and to be able to know what we're going for.
And for us to actually vote to build something, that would be in the future at another vote. That
to
people
vote whether we accept what we learn.
Absolutely. And I know, I love the fact that you and others have said, well, what can we do right now as members, you know, between now and December 9th? And you've said things like, you know, we can continue to educate ourselves, you know, as you said. And online, the fly-through is online.
Oh, it's just fantastic.
A 3D imagination of what these
going all the way through the new.
Yes.
And explaining the use of each room.
Exactly.
Each place.
Narrated, that's not a word. Narrated by our friend Roy Eaton.
Oh, yes.
Who has one of the great voices.
You'll recognize that right away.
the voice of the Fort Worth Stock Show. So as members, we can educate ourselves. As you said, we can continue to ask questions online.
We can pray.
We
ask
definitely
for guidance,
need to pray.
And begin to be thinking about what we individually can do.
Right.
Because everybody has what they can do, and it's not all the same.
No.
Some people can do a lot, some people can't, but everybody can participate one way or another.
Absolutely.
And that's what you need to be praying about now and thinking about.
Yes.
Because that decision will come later.
It will. And right now it's our turn. You mentioned your grandmother, and it made me think about how Dr. Brewster has reminded us of the history of our congregation that goes back to the 1850s, and then has had a handful of different important points, kind of like right now, where members of our church have made decisions like this, and sometimes it wasn't in an ideal situation. There might have been a huge drought going on in Texas at the time, or, as we know from our history here, the groundbreaking of this building happened on the day of the stock market crash in 1929. And despite those things, members of our church have always been faithful, and they've always said, we want to follow where we believe God is leading us. And don't you think? I think it's,
and look what those people in 1929 have left us.
Yes.
Look what we've enjoyed by their efforts. And when I see all the children that are here and coming in the sanctuary at 11, if you're not in there at 11 o'clock, you have missed something. I see young children, first and second grade, saying the Lord's Prayer, saying the call to worship. I see little 3- and 4-year-olds decidedly going to hold the songbook, maybe upside down because they can't read it, but that is their job.
They've got it.
It is a blessing to be in there with those children,
really
and
is.
Mr. Mark on Sunday at 11.
Oh, well, now it's our turn.
It's our turn.
And December 9th at 12:30 in the sanctuary, we can show up and we can vote. Gaye, thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
Really appreciate you.
And I can't, as I say, I can't look for the 90 years, but I'm working on 90 minutes at a time.
Good segments.
And maybe even 90 days. Maybe we'll know something in 90 days.
I think we will. I think we will.
I'll see you in the rotunda.
I'm going to look for you at the coffee area in the rotunda. Well, friends, that's all for now. And thank you for joining us in this important Next 90 update.